Good day, everyone. This is going to be the first video on my YouTube channel, and I'm hoping that I continue consistently. Now, I'm going to be doing a trade breakdown on the most recent trade I took on EU today. I got this move on EU today. I'm going to do a trade breakdown on it. But before we get to this move, let's talk about the buys I took because I want to clear my chart. I wanted to sell EU from this resistance here. I wanted to sell from this resistance, but price broke above this resistance. Now, why did I want to sell from here initially? If you check the daily time frame, you'd see that price rejected this resistance. Price tapped on that resistance and closed below it, rejected here, and I was hoping that if price should come back here, price is going to sell. Now, after the rejection happened, we had a break on H4. I'm going to also tell you why the setup did not play out. So this is where the rejection happened here. This is where the both rejections happened, and this is where we had a break on H4. This was our break on H4. So that was like a daily storyline that formed. So you can see clearly that that's a break that we had, but all of these that were forming was against the higher time frame storyline. That's a weekly storyline, so that's why it did not play out. If you check the daily, even based on structure on the daily time frame, you'd see that price is clearly bullish. We've been having break of structure to the upside, so I was not even supposed to buy. And now that I think about it, the only reason I wanted to sell was because I was expecting that price is going to retrace back into this daily plug and play level and then buy from here. So I was hoping that price is going to sell all the way from here. I was hoping that it will sell from here, get into this daily key level, and then buy. So this was what I was expecting, but as you can see, price did not retrace there. So I wanted to take a sell from here, and I was going to use confirmation entry, but I got stopped. I did not see any confirmation to sell, so I did not take the sell, and immediately my sell key level got violated by this H4 key candle. I took a buy from here. And price bought from this place and went all the way up here. Now I had a re-entry on H3. After price broke structure on H3, I found an entry here because this key level had liquidity resting just above it, and there was also an imbalance. Here. Let me show you the imbalance. There's also an imbalance, a little form of imbalance here, as you can see. So the imbalance was coinciding directly on the key level, and then there was liquidity, so this key level was very valid, and I took a buy from here, but I did not get triggered in because it was a sniper entry and my broker spread was wide, so I did not get in on this particular trade. I posted it on my channel, but we did not get in on it. So I still found another confirmation entry and I actually got in on this one. If you go to H1, I got this other confirmation entry from H1. So on H1, you can see that we had, after price taps the H3 supports, we had a sweep of this low here. This was a sweep, and price swept to this low. After sweeping this low, price created a support. So based on the ABC to XYZ entry model by Mr. Fortman, my mentor, I knew that price was going to come back to this support to buy, so I took an entry from here, and stop loss is going to be below the wick that swept the liquidity. So that's how I caught this buy on EU, and I closed on this daily high. Check the daily time frame, you'd see that this is a daily high here. This is a daily high, and this is also a daily high, so my target was this daily high, and you can see that after price took out this daily high, it started selling. Now to talk about the sell that I caught on EU today, I'll have to clear the charts for that one so it looks clean. Now let's start from the monthly time frame. On the monthly time frame, you can see that based on structure, EU is clearly bullish. Why did I say it's bullish? Because the last breaks has been to the upside, so we have a break here to the upside, and then um okay, was bearish initially. Based on structure was bearish, but based on recent price action we've had a break to the upside. So based on structure, EU is bullish on monthly time frame. Now let's look at most recent price action and see if monthly started a storyline. Now if you are building a storyline or bias based on liquidity, you see that this is monthly low that was swept. So monthly low was swept, and after this monthly low was swept, we want to see a break of structure on the weekly time frame. So weekly time frame, we have a break. If you go to the line chart, you see the break very clearly, but this is where the break happened. Let's go to the line charts. So on the line chart, you can see that we had this break of structure to the upside, so therefore we have a monthly bullish storyline. Now we want to go to weekly time frame and see if we also have a bullish storyline in alignment with the monthly storyline. Now you can see that from this resistance here, we had the resistance was broken and then it became a support, and price tapped into it. And if you look at daily time frame, you'd see that after this rejection there's also a breakout to the upside on the daily time frame. So you can see the breakouts here, go to the line charts, you'd see the breakouts clearly. So we have a breakout on daily time frame, so therefore we have a weekly bullish storyline. So you see that monthly time frame and the weekly time frame are in alignment. Now down to the daily time frame, let's see if we also have a bullish storyline. Now on the daily time frame, we'll also be looking at this thing, most recent price action. Oh fuck. On the daily time frame, we can see that price swept a daily high. Price swept this daily high here and created a resistance in the process. Now we want to take short-term sales, but the overall direction, the overall structure is bullish. Now what is going to increase my confidence to take a sell is because if you also check the monthly, you'd see that monthly is approaching a resistance. You can see monthly is approaching a monthly resistance here, and you can see that this resistance has pushed price down before and then is currently pushing price down again, and this month is remaining just 4 days and 23 hours to end. So if this monthly candle closes below, we might see more sales to the downside. But monthly rejecting, we are currently at a monthly resistance, which is a very major resistance. And then on weekly time frame, we can also see that weekly swept last week's high here. So we have a weekly sweep, so therefore that gave me more confidence to want to take a sell today. Now we've seen that weekly swept previous high, and then we can expect that weekly is going to come and sweep the low based on the CRT concept, you get. So this would have been final targets, but we are being conservative because it's a Friday. I'm making this video on a Saturday morning, and this is a trade I took yesterday, which was a Friday, the last trading day for the week. So after daily swept previous high and created the resistance here, I was going to take a sell, but I clearly told myself that I cannot take a sell directly on the daily time frame. I want to see a confirmation for me to sell. So I was waiting for price to give me a confirmation, and then price created this liquidity here. The liquidity was clearer on H1. I was paying attention to the chart when the liquidity came. So this is the liquidity. Price created the liquidity just below the daily resistance, which was an extra confidence for me to take the trade. Now price tapped into the daily key level here. Price tapped into it, but it did not create a confirmation immediately. If you go to the M30, if you start from H4, you did not see any confirmation. Start from go to H3, you're not going to see any confirmation. H2, no confirmation. H1, still no confirmation. Then on M30, we don't have a confirmation actually. It looked like it was going to create a confirmation and it did not create it. So let's study this price action together. This is a high that was swept. Price swept that high, and then it was supposed to create a resistance but as you can see, this candle closed as a bullish candle, so it did not close as a bearish candle. Assuming it closed as a bearish candle, so that created a resistance for me to be confident enough to take a sell, but it closed as a bullish candle, so I was not confident in this sell. That was why I did not take it immediately. I was still waiting for extra confirmation, and then I went down to 15 minutes time frame, and that was when I saw the left shoulder on 15 minutes. So on 15 minutes time frame, you'd see that there's a left shoulder here, and that's exactly where I took my sell from. This is exactly where I took my sell trade from. 7923. To put my entry here, my stop loss was just above this wick here, and then my target was basically, I mean, I could use this swing glue as target. So this is where I put my target, and you can see that it was a very fast trade. Again, I would have held this trade until we got to this target, but as I said, it was the last trading day for the week, so this was a very good place to target, and that's how I got the trade on. This was a 5RR setup, and yeah, this is the trade here. This is the MC5 screenshot of the trade, and this is the setup when it's triggered, and then this is still the setup when it had gone far. So then this is the MC5 screenshot. So yeah, that's the trade I took on EU today, and if you have any questions, I'll be answering them in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and leave a like to encourage me. Good night, or good morning, or good afternoon, whenever you're watching this video.